Hey guys, mulltiy here. Today let's talk about the first phase of Cataclysm. Cataclysm is around the corner. I think it's exactly 11 days for the release of Cataclysm, of the first phase. So maybe now a lot of people already saw, as you can see here also on my screen, I had a tier list. I made a tier list for, let me say, the whole expansion. I tried to put the whole expansion into consideration for a complete tier list of all the classes, which you can see here. Now today I only want to make a tier list for the first phase. The first phase is pretty important in Cataclysm. Why? Because we have 4 raids already in the first phase, and I think only 2 are following then later on, if I'm not wrong. Sorry. The first 4 raids are Blackwing Descent, Baradine Hold, Bastion of Twilights, and Throne of the Four Winds. So a lot of things to do. First phase is pretty important already, and we also know that for many people always the first phase on an expansion is the most important thing, because a lot of people are playing, the numbers are going down over the time, which is nothing bad, it's just normal. So maybe the first phase is considered the most important phase for every expansion, so as well for Cataclysm. So let's talk about the class tier list for this phase. It will look a little bit different than the overall tier list for sure. I will start just randomly, like their pictures are down here, or the specs are down here. Let's start with Frosty K. Frosty K will be fine first phase. Nothing bad, nothing super strong about it, I would say. So just overall a good class in all Cataclysm, but especially in the first phase. Then we come to Survival Hunter. I think it's already S tier. It is through all Cataclysm very strong, but it's also strong directly from start of the beginning. I think Unholy DK could be S tier the first phase. In general, I think I would put it only into the A tier, because some specs are better. Better climbing the numbers than Unholy DK, but I think it's low S tier at the first phase. Elemental Shaman will be fine, just fine at the first phase. Not super strong, but also not bad. Sub Rogue, I think it is more of a meme spec, especially the start. You know, when you have both daggers, okay, you can do things, but not that much. Fury Warrior, it is rising throughout the expansion, but it starts pretty weak in my opinion, like mostly always through classic World of Warcraft history. Warrior starts a little bit weak and then gets better over time. With Frost Mage we have another spec that I would consider pretty bad first phase and through all of the Cataclysm. Demo Warlock, that is hard. Could be low S tier as well at the first phase. It's a pretty strong first phase spec, so yeah. Now we have 2 mage specs. I think they both will only be A tier the first phase. Fire Mage is maybe considered the best spec overall in whole Cata, damage wise, so maybe I would put it. It's hard. I think I only put it in A tier. It is already better than Arcane Mage in my opinion, but it is not top level on the first phase of Cata. It is still top level because it's definitely, I will put it on the first spot of the A tier, but I think it needs more gear than the other specs. So week 1, week 2, week 3, I don't think we will see Fire Mage on the top spot. Enhancement Shaman can do, it's not that good. It's okay. Balance Druid should be fine already. First phase, I think through all Cata is a good spec. Retribution Paladin. Hard. I think in the first few weeks it could be an S tier spec, and then it falls a little bit down. So that's hard for me. Retribution Paladin. I think I'll let it in A tier. Assassination Rogue, yeah, will be doing quite good from the start on till the end of Cataclysm, so that's fine. Arms Warrior, that could be interesting because I have it in S tier, but I can tell you guys in the first few weeks, at the first few raids, it will be not an S tier spec. I think I put it in the higher end of the B tier, but it will have to climb up till one of the best spots in the game. Marksman Hunter will be just okay through all Cata, not more not less. Shadow Priest is strong from the start in my opinion. That's also maybe the I think the best two specs through all Cataclysm will be Shadow Priest and Fire Mage, but maybe the difference is that Shadow Priest is strong from the start. Fire Mage needs a little bit time and gear to accelerate, but then it will be the top spec overall. Affliction Warlock, oh that is also hard. I think that could be also more an S tier spec at the first few weeks. That is maybe the most important for many people. Hard. Destro, no, is nothing good. Will also not climb the ladders, but with Demo Warlock and Affliction Warlock, there are two very good specs, so not a lot of things. BM Hunter, no, just not that good overall, sadly. Combat Rogue, which I played the most during Wrath, will be not that strong, so I think I only put it in B tier, even for the first phase, sadly. So that's the list. That's the list for first phase of Cataclysm, in my opinion. As you can see, there are not a lot of changes, but quite some changes. Let me just quick talk about the changes. Fire Mage needs to climb a little bit the ladder, and Arms Warrior need to climb the ladders even more than Fire Mage. Two very strong specs, but they need a lot of gear to work out. Sure, we also have the Rogue Daggers, and we have the caster stuff as well that can boost up all of them, so later on in the game. But in general, this is how I think first phase will look, and like I said, big difference are the Arms Warrior and the Fire Mage, and also that I think these three specs, Unholy, Demo Warlock, Affliction Warlock, they will look pretty strong in the first few weeks and then decline a little bit, yeah, in comparison to the other ones. But apart from this, I would say, which is still good, we have a very big S and A tier, so a lot of good specs. Every class has a spec that is A tier or higher, if I'm not wrong here. Oh, we forgot Feral. Man, I'm so sorry, we forgot Feral. Feral is okay, but not more. Yeah, every class has an A tier spec or better, which is pretty good. Retribution Paladin could be also S tier at the first few weeks, maybe already Fire Mage, so it's a little bit hard where you make exactly the step. I think I wanted to make it here. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. First phase Cataclysm DPS tier list. Have fun, good start into the new expansion on the 20th of May, if I'm not wrong. See you, bye bye.